morning and welcome to the Sapphic Stitchery. My name is Beanie and I am a knitter, crafter, sewist. Do I do anything else? Writer. I also write, but I talk about it very little on here because like most writers, I am painfully shy about it, and also it's not in the name of the podcast episode. This is my podcast about all of those things, but for the most part, it is all about knitting and sewing. This is a half podcast, so I will warn you, and I will get to why it's a half podcast. You're going to see it's podcast number 2.5, so don't expect the usual rigmarole to come out of this podcast, okay? We're not gonna go through all of the shebang. We have one project and one project only to talk about. The reason we're here to talk about it is that it is the project for my mother's birthday. Now, my mother's birthday is the 16th of February. It's also my wife's mother's birthday. I don't know what that means about us. Maybe there's something there about Aquarius women birthing pretty kick butt people. I think I'm a pretty kick butt person. Am I? I don't know. Ooh, today is apparently the kind of day where I will lose my train of thought often. And that's partially because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow that I have been incredibly nervous about for months. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. it's happening, and by this time tomorrow I will no longer be nervous, but I will potentially be a wreck of a different sort. Oh, it's my lovely postman delivering an absolutely obscene amount of protein powder. One moment, please. Thank you so much. It was my mum's birthday on the 16th of February, and I did finish this project around midnight on the 15th of February. However, my mother lives in Germany, so that doesn't help her very much, but she has seen it. So if she watches the podcast, she's fine seeing it again. Hello, Mother. So I've got it here as a finished object. Why am I beating around the bush so much today? This is the Ingrid Slipover by Petite Knits. My mother has a much more Scandi style than I do. She would not appreciate one of these. I'm sure she would appreciate it, but you know. I am notorious for being a very selfish knitter. I don't often knit for the people I love. And it's something I really beat myself up about because I'm like, why do you not want to do this for other people? What's wrong with you? Are you not selfless enough? I'm not a particularly selfless person, I will admit that. But like, I really beat myself up about it. So the fact that I've managed to make something for my mother that I think is really beautiful is quite exciting for me. I will get into some of the more complicated things that happened with this because at first I was like, it's not that complicated of a pattern. It looks more complicated than it is, and I was like, okay, hopefully that will keep some of my anxiety that I often feel about knitting for other people at bay because, you know, I finished something that looks nice, but it shouldn't kick my butt too much. Haha, so she thought. However, what actually ended up happening is that because this is on kind of larger needles than I tend to work on, as most Scandi knits are, it was on, I think, 4mm, so I got the hand cramp. Okay, I'm pushing through. I'm trying so hard to knit this in time. I really wanted to get it sent off and for it to get to her house in time. I'm doing all of the stuff, hand cramps happening, I'm pushing through. Then I join in the round here. And somehow, for the first time in my knitting career, I managed to get turned around and turn my work inside out so that after this initial panel that looks the same left or right side, I managed to knit my little faux cables onto the wrong side of the fabric. Great, gotta pull that back again. Managed to pull that back, managed to save it. But oh my goodness, I think I had to pull that section back twice. I can't remember why I had to pull it back twice, but it was incredibly annoying. And I'm already so stressed out, and I was like, well, I'm never knitting for anybody again. And obviously it's not that person's fault. Of course it's not that person's fault, but I get so much more stressed whenever I'm knitting for somebody who isn't me. When it's for me, I will close one eye and just kind of go, you know what, I'll forget that little fault is there in a few weeks' time. When it's for another person, I'm like, oh, no. It has got to be perfection or I am the worst person on earth. And that is my issue. That is 100% my issue. But it does mean that whenever I work on stuff for other people, it takes my beloved hobby of things that I enjoy, that is really enjoyable for me, that obviously takes hours and hours of work, and it takes it from something really nice and relaxing and turns it into and that's really hard for me. So that's why I don't often do it. It's not because I don't want to gift to people, it's because my own way of thinking changes. But here's the problem. Once you start doing it, people start expecting it more. My own problem. And yeah, so, oh, this is beautiful. And I am so glad I made it. And I think she's going to look absolutely magnificently wonderful in it. And hold on, I'm going to put it on. It's obviously going to look a bit strange because this is not how it's meant to be worn. It's meant to be worn in like a cute Scandi style. It is meant to be oversized. My mother is a teeny tiny lady. And here it is. I'm going to just show you sitting down. It's got a really lovely double collar that is really snuggly. It has all of this wonderful texture stuff. This is in Fisherman's Yarn, it's called, and I think the shade colour is natural. And isn't it really bloody cool? I can just picture somebody strolling down the street in Denmark or Norway. Where's Petite Knit from? Where's she from? I can't remember right now. But I can... Sorry, it's a bit warm when you double up. Oh, sorry. The internal dialogue, thoughts, monologue of me being like, oh, I'm not very on it today, I'm doing a bad job, is not helping me be any better at the thing that I am doing. And don't worry, it doesn't mean you have to reassure me and tell me that I'm fine. It's okay. It's okay. Not every episode can be the best episode ever. I just didn't want episode 2.5 to already be a dud. It's not. So I made this for my mother. Today I'm going to wrap it up and it is going in the post. And that might be all I've got to talk about right now. Oh, what am I currently reading? I'm reading The Well of Loneliness by Radcliffe Hall, and I'm reading it out loud to my wife. It's supposed to be kind of a very sad, downhearted queer book of the 1920s, and because I'm writing a book set in the 1920s that is pretty much, yeah, I think we can call it a lesbian book. I thought I should read the lesbian book of the 1920s, which is The Well of Loneliness. But so far, I'm really not finding it all that sad. So far, it's really quite lovely. But we're still in childhood for poor Stephen. Stephen is a girl in the book. We're enjoying it. We're having a good time with it. It did make me really want to go on a hunt, which is like, as a vegetarian / vegan, it's not something that often happens, but I was like, that sounds fun. Not the killing part, obviously, but the horseback part sounded quite fun. I guess I should befriend some people who go hunting. There must be like faux hunting, right? There's faux hunting. Please tell me there's faux hunting. I don't actually want to. Oh, what? See, I'm ruining it. I'm making you think that I want to hurt some poor innocent animal, and I don't. I should end this here. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you managed to get anything out of this absolutely bananas, not very well thought through podcast episode. Hopefully after tomorrow I will be in a much better headspace, which means that you will get better episodes out of me in the future. You should hear from me again in another 2 weeks or so, because like I said, this is only episode 2.5. Oh my goodness, before I go, more than 200 of you are now following me. I already thought 100 was insane, but now there's over 200 of you. Thank you!